Congratulations, you started counseling. That's a really brave and courageous thing to do. Now, sometimes kids and teens, and yeah, even sometimes adults have the question of how long am I going to be in counseling for? Where do I even start? What if my story is has a lot of ups and downs, or what if my story is really complex? How do I know where to start? Will I be in counseling for weeks, months, years? Can I take a break and come back to it? Those are all really, really good questions. But the answer is different for each person because each person's life experiences and stories are different. That's the cool thing about counseling is that you get to come and start sharing about your story and the goals that maybe your parents, your teachers, and your counselor have for you are going to be specifically tailored and designed with you in mind. Okay, people use the word goals a lot in life. You probably have goals yourself. Maybe a reading goal, a math goal, a video game goal, maybe in sports, maybe just some personal life goals that you have too. But in the world, people generally think of goals like a race. Like, I need to be the first person to reach my goal before everybody else. Other times, people might start to think that goals are like a competition, that I have to beat all the other people. I'm going to win. I'm going to be the best. But that's not at all what we're talking about when we're talking about counseling goals. Counseling isn't a race, and it isn't a competition either. Even if your whole family is in a counseling, and maybe you notice that certain siblings or parents or your friends even reach certain goals before you do, it's okay. It's okay to take your time. Counseling is more like a path or a journey. It's not even like an adventure where you don't know what's going to happen and that something could jump out and scare you, or you might have to go and defend yourself against, I don't know, an ogre or something. No. Counseling is a place where you get to come and share your story and share about your life experiences. And as you're sharing about your life experiences and your story, different people might give you different tools. I like to think that when a person first comes to counseling, they're coming with their own toolbox. They're coming with ways and strategies and experiences of how to solve a specific problem courageously, bravely, or maybe a situation that didn't go quite as well as you thought it would. So, in the midst of counseling, we look at your toolbox and we look at the tools that you have in your toolbox. And then we start to determine maybe there's some that are missing. It's easy for people when they're sad or angry, upset, and disappointed, or feeling left out and lonely, or I didn't get my way. Sometimes it's easy for people to use the wrong tool to solve the problem, like stealing to get what you want, or lying, or hurting others worse than they hurt you, taking revenge on them, giving up because it just seems too hard, not talking because it hurts too much to say, hitting, punching, biting somebody because you're really, really, really angry, throwing something across the room, or maybe even using your words intentionally to hurt others, lying about somebody else because they didn't want to play what you wanted to play at recess. When you're not in an emergency situation, like someone trying to kidnap you or you're trying to defend yourself from harm, lying, biting, stealing, hitting, punching, kicking, those aren't the right tools to use. They aren't going to solve the problem or help you. They probably will get you in more trouble, or you're going to be misunderstood. That's the cool thing about counseling. You get the opportunity to learn new skills or tools for your toolbox for handling conflict, relationships, stress, anxiety, depression, school worries, home life, body safety. No, counseling isn't a race, it's more like a journey. Along the way, you get to acquire new treasures that will be with you for a lifetime. So, yeah, it may take weeks or months or years. Sometimes you'll start and then you take a break and go back again. Sometimes people go to counseling when they're children and then take a little break and decide that they want to process more things when they're an adult. The cool thing about counseling is that there's always going to be someone there who's willing to listen to your story and hear about your life experiences, struggles you've had, and help provide you with new tools. So, we're really glad that you made the really brave decision to come to counseling. Take your time, relax, and tell your story, because you are very important, treasured, and loved. And we're really glad you're here.